Part of the initial setup with an accessory such as the infeed and outfeed tables for your machine is getting them set to the proper height. Too much stock support, you're going to have performance issues. Too little stock support, again, you're still going to have performance issues and the tables aren't going to be very helpful. Ideally, you want to set your infeed outfeed tables flush with your conveyor bed surface, not your conveyor belt surface. So if you take a steel rule, straight edge, something along those lines, place it on your metal table, and bring your infeed table up, your auxiliary infeed table up to the same height as your straight edge, and tighten down the bolts underneath. With your infeed table and your outfeed table set to the exact same height as your conveyor table, the metal of the conveyor table, not the conveyor belt surface, but the metal of the conveyor table, that will allow for some slight inconsistencies in your material if you have any cups, bows, warps, so you don't get too much support with your infeed and outfeed table. If your table is flush with your conveyor belt surface, it's going to hinder the performance and it will draw the material away from your conveyor belt if you have any cups, bows, or twists as it runs through the machine. Now, if you have too much support for longer stock before or after the machine, what's going to happen is as the machine draws the material through, if you have too much support here, this piece, as it comes off your support roller, is going to bounce down and push itself into the drum. And that will produce a ripple right there where it bounced into the drum. If you have too much support, it'll just pull itself away from the conveyor and pause. Too little support, and what happens is the ends of the material push down on the infeed and outfeed table, and you have less contact with your conveyor assembly. Less contact with the conveyor assembly means less grip, and it has potential for stalling and pausing as it runs through the machine. So to combat this, if you have problems with feeding long stock, test it with a short piece. If a short 2 or 3 foot piece goes through the machine without problem, without issue, then we're going to look at your support mechanisms before and after the machine. Either too much or too little support is going to cause feeding problems through the machine.